So that was a very satisfying and enjoyable build of this assembly line product by Maisto. So with terms of the scale towards the G.I. Joe Classified Series Duke action figure, actually it is a nice scale. The bike is not way too big or way too small, and the seat is at least just enough that when you try to mount the figure onto the bike, it is a nice fit. Now the only item that you need to possibly modify with this, in case you want to have this figure of Duke on top of the bike, is to increase the length of the foot peg. So that is already a custom thing that you could do, just in case you would consider the building this assembly line product by Maisto. This is available at my local Hobby Lobby, and so for just this morning I was able to get this at 40% off. So for about $19.99 less 40% off, I was really happy out of the door and immediately went home to start this build and document this video. So we have a comparison with the other G.I. Joe classified bike. So as you could see, it is actually a nice scale, and G.I. Joe Classified Series is going to release another set of Duke with a bike like this, just in different coloration. But if you already have a Duke figure and you already have this bike figure, but you still want Duke to have a motorbike of his own, I guess this is something that you could possibly do. So let's discuss the build of this assembly line product, just a short review. Okay, so for those of you who are interested in the dimensions of this bike, it is around the 7-inch mark. As for height, so this is around 3.25 inches. So that's why it matches perfectly with your G.I. Joe Classified Series action figures. So if you wish to pair or build a G.I. Joe Classified Series motorcycle unit or rough road unit, then you could build possibly 3 or 4 of this and pair it with several of the Joe characters. But if, for example, you want a Cobra motorcycle unit, then this too is also available in red. Okay, so which of the materials in this motorcycle unit is actually metal? So it's just going to be this protector and this mudguard. So the green components on the body or the frame actually are the die-cast materials, but this one, that's plastic. So the rest, 95% of the bike actually is plastic. The wheels on this bike, both wheels are made of rubber. They're nice and soft, pliable rubber. The frame, I wish the frame that was made of metal, but if it was made in with metal material or aluminum, it's just way too hard to put this engine into that space, that confined space, because actually the most trickiest part in this build is not the frame or attaching the tires. It's actually fitting the muffler, the engine, and the rear suspension. The rear suspension on this bike actually is spring tension, and the first obstacle that you're going to encounter is try to really fit this engine bay this engine onto this space. So I tried already fitting it from the side and also fitting it on the other side, but it's just not a right fit. It has to really fit from below, so you have to kind of split these two openings over here, the brackets, and jam that engine in. And the last thing that's going to really tick you off somehow is with regards to attaching the rear suspension and securing it with the pin. So since it is on spring tension, if you could possibly get hold of another family member, then that is going to be a good idea. So your job is going to take a little bit easier, because if you're going to do this alone like I did, it took about something like 20 minutes to really get this thing on. So I also was very careful as not to scratch any parts of this bike, because actually, look at that, it is really a nicely detailed bike. So I'm not even considering painting the glossy parts of this into black or olive green. I'm just going to retain it as is. Anyway, the green colors are really nice on it, so it could possibly still pass as a G.I. Joe Classified Series vehicle, and something that you could get within your budget's reach, and you could build several of this. So it's actually a really nice build. So if you're interested in this, you could get it at your local Hobby Lobby right now for $19.99 less 40%. So if you like this video, like, comment, and subscribe, and see you on the next figure or vehicle review.